Joker is not a movie about a villain. It's a movie about what happens when someone is ignored for too long. Arthur Fleck didn't wake up wanting to become the Joker. He wanted to be seen. He wanted to be heard. But the world laughed at his pain, cut his support, and told him to smile anyway. This film asks a dangerous question. What if society creates the monsters it's afraid of? Because sometimes the scariest part isn't the Joker. It's how familiar his story feels.
Arthur Fleck doesn't live in chaos. He lives in a system that slowly pushes him toward it. Gotham City isn't just a backdrop in this film. It's a pressure chamber. Arthur is poor. He's mentally ill. He's socially invisible. Every day, he's told to keep smiling, while everything that keeps him stable is taken away. He gets beaten on the street, mocked at work, betrayed by the truth about his own past. And when he finally reaches out for help, the system says, "We don't have the budget anymore." That moment is critical, because Arthur doesn't snap instantly. He breaks slowly. This is where Joker becomes uncomfortable to watch, not because of violence, but because of how realistic the process feels. The film shows us something we don't like to admit. People don't turn dark because they're evil. They turn dark because they feel disposable. Arthur's laughter isn't joy. It's a symptom, a reminder that his body is reacting to stress, trauma, and rejection. Yet society doesn't ask why he's laughing. They just tell him to stop. And here's the real conflict of Joker. Arthur lives in a world where success belongs to the loud, the rich, and the emotionally protected, while people like him, the fragile, the poor, the different, are expected to survive silently. So every humiliation adds weight. Every rejection sharpens the edge, until the question is no longer, why did Arthur become the Joker? But rather, how long could he stay Arthur before something had to give?
Joker is disturbing, not because of what Arthur becomes, but because of what the film teaches us about life. This story isn't asking us to justify violence. It's asking us to understand the conditions that create despair. And there are lessons here, uncomfortable ones, that apply far beyond Gotham City. Lesson 1. Motivation. Identity is built, or it's taken from you. Arthur spends his entire life trying to be accepted. He wants to be a good son, a successful comedian, someone who matters. But every time he tries, the world tells him who he is instead. He's told he's weak. He's told he's strange. He's told he's invisible. And slowly, he believes it. Here's the lesson. If you don't actively define your own identity, society will do it for you, and it will rarely be kind. Motivation isn't just about working harder. It's about protecting the story you tell yourself before the world rewrites it for you. Lesson 2. Money. Poverty isn't just lack of cash. Arthur's biggest problem isn't just mental illness, it's financial insecurity. He lives paycheck to paycheck. He depends on public services, and when those services disappear, so does his stability. The film exposes a truth we often ignore. Poverty doesn't just limit options, it slowly removes dignity, safety, and emotional breathing room. When you're broke, every mistake costs more. A bad day becomes a crisis. A small loss becomes catastrophic. And the world judges you as if you chose this pressure. The lesson here isn't about greed, it's about resilience. Financial stability is not luxury, it's psychological protection. Lesson 3. Life problems. People don't break all at once. Arthur doesn't fall because of one moment. He falls because of accumulation. Small humiliations, daily rejections, being ignored when he asks for help. This is how real breakdowns happen, not with explosions, but with silence, with the feeling that no matter how loud you scream inside, nothing changes outside. Most people you meet are fighting something you'll never see, and Joker reminds us of a dangerous truth. A society that teaches people to just be strong while removing support is quietly creating its own crisis. Reflection. This is where Joker becomes a mirror. Joker isn't just Arthur Fleck, he's a reflection of every system that rewards success but ignores suffering. Here's what happens when empathy is replaced by efficiency. This film doesn't ask us to fear the Joker. It asks us to fear a world where people feel invisible long enough to stop caring who they become. So maybe the real lesson of Joker isn't about chaos, it's about responsibility. The responsibility we have to ourselves, to our mental health, and to the people we overlook every day.
Joker doesn't end with answers. It ends with a mirror that asks us to look beyond the chaos and question what kind of world we're building. Arthur Fleck didn't become the Joker overnight. He became it after being unheard, unseen, and unsupported for far too long. And maybe that's the most uncomfortable truth of this film. The Joker isn't born, he's shaped. So when we watch this story, it's not just about a character on screen. It's about how we treat the quiet ones, the struggling ones, the people who are barely holding on. Because in the end, the real question isn't why Arthur became the Joker. It's how many people like him are still waiting to be noticed.